We are back for another Christian review of regular books, and today we are discussing Nobody's Perfect by Sally Kilpatrick. For those of you who've never seen one of these videos before, here's how it's going to go down. First, I do my regular review, my own personal opinion, star rating, etc. But then I get into my Christian review, and that's where I go over the basic pieces of a book that may or may not have a fellow believer or, frankly, anyone wanting to read it. I give more caveats and any more information you may need at the video pinned to the top of the playlist, or you should be able to click here somewhere. However, if you are still here, let's go ahead and get into my regular review. Nobody's Perfect was sent to me by Sally Kilpatrick's team, so thank you so much for the opportunity to read this book. I really got into like a romance or rom-com type of feel with my books, and I just really wanted to read them. And it was the perfect time for Sally to send me her book. This book is about a woman who ends up going through a divorce and is trying to make it on YouTube, and just at the right time is going through this divorce, ends up getting drunk, and ultimately making a video go viral. I loved it so much. It was so funny. It was very quirky, also very realistic. I think a lot of what the character was going through and experiencing between the viral fame and the process and emotional healing that comes with going through a divorce felt very relatable, very real and honest to someone who may experience that in our world today. I also loved the female main character. I wanted to root for her. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I was so engaged. It's funny because leading up to this was one of my first romance books in my rom-com era. But before that, I had been reading back-to-back thrillers for some reason. And I halfway through started thinking that the male main character, the love interest, was someone who was going to be creepy. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's a thriller, a thriller plot. And we're not reading that right now. It does become a bit repetitive in certain pieces as the female main character experiences the same lessons over and over again, but has a hard time learning them. However, it didn't weigh down the storyline too much for me, and I ultimately rated it 4.5 stars. If you want to see everything that I'm reading and rating in real time, you can do so by following me on Goodreads. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and I do have my own YouTube channel, so you can see more of my day-to-day reading journey and life journey. All those links are down below in the description box. The first category I always love to touch on because it's popular is smut or spice, and there is none. Thank the Lord. Honestly, I loved that. It made it so that I could enjoy the storyline, even though there is a romantic storyline, and not worry about the spice or smut or anything like that. The second category is if there's any explicit language, and there was like one or two very minor words spread throughout the course of the book, but it was really appropriate overall. From a mature standpoint, this book would probably be great for anyone ages 13, 14 and up. Now, does that teenager want to read about a divorcee in her 30s? Maybe not. However, I really appreciated that storyline. Before you go, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on all of my Christian reviews of regular books, plus me and my mom's podcast, The Journey We Share. On top of the fact that it helps you stay up to date, it helps us know that the content we're providing is content you want to be seeing. And that does help us in the long run continue to do what we're doing as a nonprofit. It's basically like a free donation to us. So please make sure to do those things before you go, and we cannot wait until we see you on the next one.